to the 5th place game tomorrow. The winner faces, or pardon, on Sunday, the winner faces Missouri State. The loser faces St. Joe's on Sunday. And here we go. Towson in the black, Buffalo in the white. Kim Kissinger, Kerry Sitton, Nathan Farrell, our officials. For the first of 2 during the evening session inside TD Arena. This is Ja'Kai Dotton, the point guard. Into the hands of Fobbs.
That's about 4 dribble handoffs, which you can see is an important part of Towson's offense. You got to have awareness of the shot clock.
Tunstall's got to let it go from beyond the arc. Didn't hit the rim. And Sanders, who had the ball, tapping his chest, saying, I didn't realize the shot clock was winding down. Look at that. Seniors and juniors in the backcourt for Buffalo.
Well, Devontae Jordan is the player to watch. Number 4 in white. He is going to be matched up against Ja'Kai Dotton, the point guard for Towson. These are both really high-level IQ point guards that can score.
There's Johnson, who you spotlighted in the corner. Gets his own miss, and he's at the line for 2.
He's got an incredible measure of toughness about his game. You see it right there on the offensive glass. Now, typically shooters, I don't tell them to follow your shot unless you know you're going to miss it, and a great shooter knows where that rebound might come off. Great job to get to the glass.
The senior is going for 14 a game. Yesterday, with a team-high 15 against UConn. You really were impressed by what he did.
I think he's terrific. I mean, he's explosive. I remember him at Middle Tennessee, where he played for Kermit Davis and then transferred to Buffalo. And this is a Buffalo program that it's not just about the team, it's about the program. For the last 5 years, they've been in the NCAA tournament. I wouldn't want to see him in March.
32 wins a season ago for Buffalo. The best season in school history. Graves drives and kicks. Janathan Williams lifts it up, and Bala tried to slam it down.
A little bit of zone out of Towson, which is something we didn't see UConn play at all. And Connecticut in the game against Buffalo did a really good job of running Buffalo off the three-point line. They came into the game in this tournament as the second-best three-point shooting team in terms of makes. And Connecticut held them to just 5 triples. So it was a good job defensively, and see if Coach Weitzel's team can get hot from beyond the arc if Towson stays in that sagging man in zone.
First season as the head coach at Buffalo. He was an assistant with Nate Oates the last 4 years. This is Jim Weitzel's 38th year in coaching. He has the respect of his players, having been here for 4 years as an assistant. And there is Fobbs, a nice start to his evening.
That's a great sign for Brian Fobbs. He needs to see a big basket early because he struggled shooting the basketball last night. This is a dribble drive offense. It's everyone off the bounce looking to attack, get to the paint, set up shooters.
Jordan with the spin. What a move, and he finishes with the left hand.
He snakes right behind that screen, gets into the paint. What a beautiful finish with his offhand.
Dot off the mark. And Sanders, who was terrific on the glass last night for Towson, fell down. It's a travel.
Watch Devontae Jordan right here. Spins it back high off the glass with his left hand. It's a great job of reading the space that was available to him.
What a luxury it is to have all these seniors in the backcourt. Jordan now a 3-year starter for the Bulls. There's Graves. And Bala touched that one while it was still rolling on the rim, so basket interference. But all of these guards and then some of the transfers on this Bulls roster, they know nothing but winning. Going to the NCAA tournament 4 times the last 5 years.
There's something to say about a bunch of older players that expect to win. And they played like that yesterday in their loss to UConn. They didn't win, they played hard. That was a great basketball game.
Another turnover. Towson has given it away a couple times. That's 4 right out of the gates. So there's Pat Skerry, the second winningest head coach in program history. He's now in his 9th season at Towson. Used to be an assistant here at the College of Charleston. Spent a couple seasons down in the Low Country. He's totally revitalized this program.
He's a terrific teacher. He has great intensity about him. He's got great relationships with the guys on his team. They want to play for him.
Up top for Williams. And Sanders with another strong board. So good yesterday. The redshirt senior earns the start today. Towson out of the CAA. Trying to snap a 3-game losing skid early in the season. Lost to Kent State. And then back-to-back losses, though, to ranked teams. Florida and UConn. Or pardon, Xavier. In the corner. And there is Brian Fobbs.
It's a great job by Fobbs deep in the corner. But Jordan has that defensive assignment. And he helped too much on the strong side. Couldn't get back and recover to contest. You know, you got to keep your player in front. You got to guard your player. You want to make Sanders make that play off the bounce. He looked a little bit out of control. He makes a nice pass, but because Jordan helped and pinched in so much on the strong side, they left Fobbs wide open.
So it's Ronaldo Segu running the point, the sophomore off the bench.
He has been instant offense for Buffalo this season. Second on the team in scoring. It's nice to have that kind of punch off the bench on the offensive side.
Better than 50% from downtown. Gabe Grant off the mark of the drive.
Sanders looks much more active today than he did yesterday. Number 20 in black. Looks lighter on his feet. He's been very active on the glass early. And he turns it over.
It's Graves, a 3-on-1. Graves stumbled. And Grant pounces on it.
That was Sanders getting back to the cover to make that play.
Can he save a basket? Graves finds Mbala off the miss. He's at the line when we come back. So Devontae Jordan and the Bulls.
Glad to know that the mom and baby are doing well. Beautiful, healthy little girl. Awesome.
19 inches, 7 pounds, 8 ounces. Healthy baby girl.
I bet she has a basketball in her hands pretty quickly.
Well, did you see the
Please
Buffalo?
get a basketball in her hands, not a volleyball. Please. Devontae and Lauren, I'm asking you right now. Please put a ball in her hands, a basketball.
You saw the Buffalo Bulls onesie. I don't know if they're going to like the NC State onesie that you're going to send up their way.
Yeah, I will. I will send them that. Sure will. Oh, good duck in.
And a score for Charles Thompson.
Really nice post up, duck in by Betran, and not a lot of space to drop that pass off on the baseline. Good execution off the timeout.
Towson by 3 in the early minutes. Grant in the corner. A strong rebound for Nicholas Timberlake in his second game this season. Foul on Buffalo. Towson takes over.
Antoine Johnson picks up his second, so he's going to have to take a seat. Mbala fouled out of the game last night. He's going to get a break.
And Mbala picked up 2 quick fouls in the early minutes against UConn. You wonder how Buffalo could have fared if he played a little more in yesterday's game.
I'll tell you what, Buffalo gave UConn all they can handle, and this is a much improved Connecticut club that will be playing Xavier in the next game, which is one that we're all highly anticipating. Can't wait to get to that one.
It begins shortly after this one finishes up. What do you expect of that matchup?
Tough, gritty, grinded out basketball. Good Big East style basketball. Good passing, good spacing. Nothing easy at the rim.
No. You've got Xavier, a member of the Big East, and UConn soon to rejoin the new Big East next summer. So this is a little appetizer, the precursor to many physical Big East battles in years to come.
Towson.
Buffalo, of its last 5, now make it 6. After the Graves miss, a foul underneath.
Well, Pat Scary's team on the ball screen defense jumping out really hard on that hedge, and so far Buffalo's guards have made the right read. Jim Weitzel's club doing a good job of spacing the floor and reacting and playing off the defense, what the defense gives them.
Jordan, nice feed to LaQuill, hard net.
Boy, Devontae Jordan can really turn the corner. Everything is downhill with the Buffalo guards. Trying to get their shoulders past their defender, trying to get into the paint, trying to make a play for another player.
It felt like Jordan, Graves, and Johnson had so many points in yesterday's game. They took over. Turnover gives the ball back to the Bulls.
Nice lead right here, and all you have to do is slide into his vision, which is exactly what LaQuill Hardnett does. Hardnett does a nice job of catching and finishing quickly at the rim.
The redshirt freshman from Philadelphia, the beneficiary of that pass from Jordan. This is Segou, got his defender on skates and knocks it down.
That is a beautiful play. Rondo Segou is what they call him. Rondo. I think he comes right back and attacks. What a nice play right there by Jason Gibson.
Thompson stuck it home for his second basket. So Towson with 7 turnovers, although it leads by 1. There is Segou. Offensive board down to Nickelberry. Going to Towson.
And here's Devontae Jordan being a leader right here, telling his guys, you know, come on, we got to move the ball. We got to keep the ball moving. We got to read the space. That's what you want your senior point guard to do.
Buffalo has started 3 of 13 from the field. Boy, another giveaway.
See, if you're going to make that pass, you need one more dribble just to improve that angle. If you could just take it down a little bit, because Sanders did have good position on the block.
And Debbie now 8 Towson turnovers. Hardnett again. Catches on the same spot, muscles in.
Devontae Jordan has terrific vision. I mean, he's got great handle. He can go anywhere he wants. You can't dictate where he's going. He's too quick with the ball in his hands.
This Buffalo team will be near or at the top of the MAC. And things are all said and done at the end of the year for sure. How about Sanders again at the rim? Towson swings back in front.
See, now Sanders makes a great play here because it was confusion by the post play of Buffalo. They bring help to double. Do they switch? They didn't communicate. And while that was going on, Sanders is being aggressive, trying to score at the rim.
A redshirt senior from Staten Island. Well, he has looked for his shot the last couple days. Earning the start today, his first of the year. Now, he was banged up a bit in the preseason, so came off the bench the first 2 games of the year. They're making 3. And now into the starting lineup again.
Well, he just looks more confident today than he did last night playing. He looks more aggressive. He's demanding post position. He's working hard. He's calling. Now he's talking on defense.
Jordan and Segou, while in the exchange, out of bounds. 2-point advantage for Towson.
We like to see the ball move, and that's what we've had here. When it's been in Devontae Jordan's hands, it hasn't stayed long. And for Jason Gibson, the point guard on the other side for Towson, doing a nice job making the delivery. It's the number that identifies who Villanova is, and when they're playing well, their assisted basket number is very high. 20 assists on 31 baskets today. That's 65%. That is a great number for Jay Wright's team.
Going to win a lot of games with that percentage. Well, now we're going to find out soon enough who will Florida face in the championship game, the Charleston Classic. And the semifinal later tonight. Debbie's been looking forward to this one all day. We've got UConn and Xavier. Two physical teams. Boy, they were impressive yesterday. Xavier pulling away from Towson in the second half of our first game last night.
Listen, those two teams are impressive when they walk in the building.
Yep.
And they're so connected because they're so well prepared. Dan Hurley for UConn does a terrific job with his personnel and getting those young freshmen involved. And then Travis Steele is a terrific teacher. He's got an older connected group on the defensive end that is really. And Gibson comes off this pin down on the elbow and scores.
Opens up Gibson for the triple. Towson, after that bucket, has made 6 straight field goals. Tran, almost made it 7 in a row. Buffalo running. Jordan to Williams. Williams fouled, and that's Sanders. So Sanders has done some nice work offensively, but another foul. He's turned the ball over a bit.
How about the toughness of Pat Scarry's club? Doing a good job of having a lead here, playing aggressive, playing through Sanders. He's been really active in the middle of the floor. Number 20 in black.
Johnson in that corner. Mbala working the baseline. He can't finish. And Williams saves it to Johnson. Feisty Buffalo team in the glass. Towson on the move. Sanders. Oh, that is swatted. It is Antoine Johnson.
You know, those are the kind of swats that are the reasons why officials carry the needle around for air pressure in the ball. I mean, my goodness. I think you need to measure the air pressure to make sure the ball still bounces.
Look at the windup.
Wow.
Still not sure Sanders knows what just happened. Goodness. Now Towson, though, extends its lead to 9. Johnson on the offensive end hits the 3. And we are going to have a flopping call on Antoine Johnson. So it's a player warning. If Johnson is ruled to have flopped again at another point in this game, it'll be a technical foul, right?
Or anyone, Kevin. It's a part of the new rule. It's part of the delay. So the reason why the flop rule is in play is to keep players from trying to deceive the officials. So that was a 3-point made basket, and he needed to land on his feet.
Like you said, one more player warning for any other Buffalo player, and it's a Class B technical foul. So 1 free throw, and then whichever team has possession keeps it. Graves got caught in the air, but he finds Jordan.
Really good hustle on the glass.
Yeah. And the Bulls 1 of 9 from downtown. Towson running the floor. Seven lead changes, but Towson's had the lead for a little while. Described it right. A scrappy
it's the effort
Towson
right
team.
here. I mean, the defensive effort has been outstanding. Now, they have run Buffalo off the 3-point line, but they're not doing a good job of protecting inside out. So while Buffalo keeps spacing the floor, they keep spreading out that defense. They keep getting good looks in the paint. You got to keep doing that if you're Buffalo.
Yep, and follow the beneficiary. Tran pulls up. And just got the roll. Graves, transition 3.
Buffalo makes 11 threes a game. Coming into this tournament, they were second in the nation in three-point makes. But that number dropped after last night's game.
5 of 24 downtown last night against UConn. Brian Fobbs. Boy, he can't buy a three this year. He was such a terrific three-point shooter a year ago. Braves again.
Smart. Run the floor hard. And when you run the floor hard and you run it wide, you're going to get an open look.
And Debbie, it's an 11-2 Buffalo run. The 8-0 run has things tied up. Sure, at Buffalo. This program's going for its 3rd straight MAC title. That would be the first time that has ever happened.
Well, it's an impressive resume, right? It started with Bobby Hurley, and, now head coach at Arizona State, brother of Dan Hurley, the head coach at UConn. And he got them winning, and they started winning. They turned it around. They turned a corner. And Nate Oates continued that, and Jim Weitzel does as well.
And Dan said it after yesterday's game. It's almost unfair to call Buffalo a mid-major. They don't appear to look like a mid-major. 59 wins the last
impressive.
2 years.
You know, 4 of the last 5 years in the NCAA tournament. You know, they've got a lot of experience. They're an older team. They're a veteran group of guys.
And who did Buffalo defeat last year in the NCAA tournament? Bobby Hurley's Arizona State Sun Devils. Or eventually bowing out to the national runner-up. Good cut. Sanders had it, knocked away. Dotton almost finished. And Sanders relentless underneath.
That's a weight room play right there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of muscle at the rim. Really strong. I'm telling you, Sanders looks like a different player today. Number 20 in black. He has been fantastic. He's aggressive. He's active. He's playing with a lot of confidence. Now watch this shot. Now it's not the way you would want to teach somebody how to shoot. He draws it way back over his head.
A miss.
You know, it's interesting. You know, players come to coaches and you got to make a choice. Do you want to correct their form or do you want to leave it because that's what they've had success with? So it's really a dicey conversation. I always want to correct.
How do the players feel?
It's what the players usually don't want to put the time in to correct.
Well, I think Pat Scarry embodies that perfect balance, right? He loves his players. The players love him. He said, I'm having more fun with this group than probably any other in my 9 years at Towson.
Yeah, and I think Pat Scarry has had a lot of fun in his college coaching career.
Well, Medford, Massachusetts native. He's still got that Boston accent.
Oh, it's so thick, Boston accent. It's great.
Dotton perplexed, by the way. It's going to go back to Buffalo.
You know, he's a leader in a lot of ways, not just on the court. He's a leader off the court. He and Tom Harrion won the NABC, which is the National Association of Basketball Coaches. On the men's side, the Guardians of the Game Service Award for their work in the autism community. He has a son that is autistic, and he and Tom Harrion, who also has a son that's autistic, a couple of years back decided that they wanted to help promote awareness, and they've done that, and they have been so appreciated by the autism community because of it.
His son Owen, of course, with autism, and it really is wonderful to see what Scarry and Harrion, you mentioned, have done over the years to promote autism awareness.
I mean, I think that's hero stuff.
Yep.
You know, because he lives it every day with his wife and his other son, and he's a very inspiring, hopeful guy, and he shares that with everywhere he goes and everyone he touches. And it's important.
Every year, and typically that first weekend in February is the Autism Awareness Weekend in college basketball that he and Tom have piloted.
I didn't ask him, but I'm sure that is probably one of the highest achievements he's ever received.
Yeah, you look around college basketball that weekend in February, everybody is wearing the blue puzzle piece. That is the symbol of the Autism Speaks Foundation.
Yep, it's great. It's awesome.
Segu. What a sweet fall away.
He's got a great mid-range, and he plays through the elbows most of the time. That's the second shot he's hit off the elbow or in the slot area.
Sanders again. Fobbs still without a 3 this year. Corner 3 for Timberlake. So Towson got 2 good looks. Still leads by 1. Late in the first. Graves. He is catching fire from that side of the floor, making 3 triples. Javon Graves, the junior from Malvern, Ohio, went to the same high school as LeBron James. St. Vincent, St. Mary. Gibson turns the corner. Good sleight of hand from Hardnett. Gibson, an excellent 3-point shooter. Leaves that way short.
And he is still adjusting to the speed and pace of the game, but his upside, Gibson, is very promising for Towson. And Segu is starting to heat it up as well. Buffalo getting whatever they want when they want it right now on the floor offensively. Okay, so let me ask you, Kevin. You got Justin Herbert, quarterback at Oregon, right? You got Peyton Pritchard, who's the point guard on the men's side for Dana Altman.
Great player.
Sabrina Ionescu. Last year won all the individual awards on the women's side. By far, what most people would say the face of women's basketball. Maybe the face of basketball this year. Who do you think's the most popular on that campus right now?
So you're saying things are going well in Eugene right now.
They're going really well. #1 recruiting class for Kelly Graves on the women's side. Yes, and I think if Oregon wins out, they win the Pac-12 championship, I think they're in the playoffs.
Oregon the best women's team in the country right now?
Yes, they are. Without a doubt. It's Oregon, and then there's another level. If you haven't seen Sabrina Ionescu play, you need to check it out. I mean, this is must-see TV. She leads the world in triple-doubles behind Russell Westbrook. I mean, she's really that good. She sees the floor. She scores. She plays in a 2-man game. She's an excellent passer.
And let's not bear the lead here. You're saying Oregon will find itself in that college football playoff when it's all said and done.
I think if they win out, I think they will. Even though they lost to Auburn, they lost early in the season, and it was the first game, right? It was a lot of hype around the game. And we didn't know how Patrick Nix would show up, the quarterback for Auburn. He showed up and played great.
Oregon will finish against Arizona State. Oregon State will face either Utah or USC in the Pac-12 title game. Giving Eugene some love here tonight.
Listen, Patrick Nix, that's the dad. That's who I remember playing. I'm talking about Bo.
So it's Buffalo by 5. Remember, the Bulls were down by 8 earlier this half. Towson came out firing, but now it's been all Buffalo defensively, offensively, and a 5-point advantage at our final media timeout in the first half. Open. At any point, Graves, Johnson, Jordan, Segu.
Well, that's what's dangerous about this offense, right? Because they shoot the 3 so well, and their guards are outstanding off the bounce. So it is a lot to deal with on a defensive scouting report. And the personnel for Jim Weitzel is very much the same. All the guards have a very similar trait. They all are explosive off the bounce. They can score off the bounce. They've got a great mid-range game, and they stretch the floor with their 3-point shooting. The intangible that I love about his team is they share the ball. It's an unselfish group right now in November.
17 assists a game already through the first 4. Good block at the rim from Tunstall. Oh, but another turnover. Sanders lost it. He's saying it was deflected out of his hands. Pat Scarry not happy. 11 turnovers compared to 1 for Buffalo.
Well, taking care of the ball, obviously that's important. Any coach would tell you that. But, you know, let's see what he does defensively here. They've stayed in their man. They've been hedging on ball screens. A much better job by Gibson. See, that time he did not help on the penetration. It's a very similar play. He showed a little dig, and then he recovered back. He got the deflection. A terrific job by Jason Gibson to get a deflection and get the ball back.
Severna Park, Maryland native. Celebrated his birthday yesterday. He comes to Towson after finishing up his career at Sidwell Friends. Scored 1,500 points. In his career, that private school, foul on the baseline.
See, and Fobbs does a nice job of delivering that pass, because if you don't throw that pass in there, that foul doesn't happen. And right now, Fobbs, who can't buy a 3, came into the game 0 for 19. Outside the arc, he has at least got 1 in the game, his first one this season, 1 for 3. So I would play him as a driver, not as a shooter right now.
It's Gibson who's going to drive. Tunstall with the follow. Dennis Tunstall, the redshirt senior from New Jersey's found himself in the right spot a couple times. Graves now on this side of the floor. His 3 triples from that right wing. Buffalo leads by 3. The home run catch. Sanders is fouled.
What a play by Sanders, right? I mean, how many times have we talked about him tonight already? His motor is definitely running at a high level. He runs to the rim. Gibson throws it at the rim. And with 2 hands, he goes up and catches it. Draws the foul.
Sanders had the 11 rebounds yesterday. Came off the bench the first 3 games. Starts tonight. And he has been active. 9 points, 7 rebounds already.
You know, here's the thing that you look at with Sanders. Last year he fouled out of 11 basketball games. This year he has fouled out of 1. But for Pat Scarry, that's a show of maturity, that you can stay aggressive and stay on the floor free of foul trouble.
Towson, take a peek. Projected to finish 6th in the CAA. Hofstra and Charleston have been wonderful the last 2 years. You expect those 2 to stay there. Towson may surpass some of these expectations this season.
No, I don't think there's any easy out in basketball anymore. I just don't. I don't think there's, because the guard play is so good across the country. And as far as the College of Charleston goes, Earl Grant and his staff have done a fantastic job. And Grant Riller is the preseason pick in the Colonial for Player of the Year, and he is outstanding. I speak about Grant Riller, the senior for Earl Grant, and I always think, you know, this is an age where a lot of guys leave the mid-majors, go to a higher level so they can get more visibility. Grant Riller didn't do that. He's staying, he's playing, he's a big part of the character of the team here, and it's part of this reason why this community loves basketball so much.
It's a great point for coaches like Weitzel and Scarry. You sometimes have to re-recruit your own players during the offseason.
Yeah, it's definitely an issue at this level. Now, both of these teams have grad transfers on their rosters, so they have taken advantage of that market as well. And every coach will tell you on their staff, they have someone assigned to the transfer portal. You have to keep an eye on it. It's just a part of the way recruiting is now. I call the transfer portal the teleportal, because I think most kids think they're going in there to teleport to Disney.
A black hole that is the transfer portal. 6 to shoot. And it's an offensive foul. Gabe Grant, he gets the whistle.
That's a good call. Legal guarding the position is what you're looking at. And he moved his feet, he got in position. Excellent job defensively by Grant.
senior from Chicago. Talking about transfers, he came over from Houston, lets out the roar. Towson has shrunk the gap within one, even despite the 12 turnovers.
And now they're switching on their ball screen action, so they've changed up their ball screen D.
Grant was feeling it with a little bit of confidence. Gibson has been running the point for much of this half for Towson. We didn't see much of Dot. Fobbs cut off. Jawad Gray, that's a deep three. Take a look at Johnson soaring in for the rebound. There's a whistle underneath, though. It is on Antoine Johnson. His second foul. The one thing Jim Whitesell said heading into this tournament was we need Antoine Johnson to be more of a leader. And I think that bell has been answered.
I had a conversation with Antoine before the game about the new three-point line and how your footwork is different in the corner, and he actually showed me. You know, it used to be you would run and sprint to the corner and shape up. Now, once you get to a little bit below the free throw line extended, you have to start sliding along the sideline to get your feet in bounds.
Limited room in the corners now with the three-point line pushed back to 22 feet. 1 3/4 inches. You know, you mentioned Ronaldo Segu and his pull-up game around the elbows. We were talking about that a couple of days ago. The three-point line extended, will it kind of aid the return of that mid-range game for some players?
I think so. I mean, you know, we had Dan Gavin on the air with us yesterday. He's runs basketball on the men's side. And he was talking about how, you know, maybe percentages are down a little bit right now. There's going to be a little bit of a market correction, if you will. But, you know, the intent of moving the line back is to open up space. And so, yes, the mid-range game is going to open up. The post-up game is going to come back a little bit. Not just the post players, but guards inverting to the block as well. Both these teams have very strong guards that can invert to the block and score with their back to the basket.
You want the lane wide also?
I mean, we're going to have to move the line back more. If we widen the lane, does that mean the line goes back? I don't want the line to go back any further right now in college basketball. It's right at the FIBA line.
Segu lost the handle. So that's a rare Buffalo turnover. We've got Thompson. He needed to find a guard. Gibson scrambling.
You got a 2-for-1 opportunity right here to score quickly and then defend and get the ball back.
Towson by 1. Timberlake and Grant collide.
Both guys are slow to get back to their feet. Timberlake is just coming back from being injured. He got his first minutes of the season yesterday.
It was an ankle or part of a knee injury that had him out the first few games and much of the preseason. And whacked near the face there. Right up the road, the Myrtle Beach Invitational. We have the championship game set. It's going to be a top 25 battle. Villanova and Baylor. Utah and Ohio, the game that's currently ongoing right now. Utah with a lead over Ohio. How about Coastal Carolina taking down Utah?
How about Cliff Ellis? What a great win for him and his program.
Cliff Ellis has been coaching a long time. One of the winningest head coaches in all of Division I men's basketball. You've got Jordan draining the clock. To Graves. It's another three. His fourth of the first half. We're tied. Towson with 4 seconds. Timberlake. And they are shorted. There's the defense you've highlighted. We go to the half tied at 34. Buffalo scores 10 points off of those giveaways. But behind the big Charles Thompson, Towson has the advantage in the paint. Drive and kick, Antoine Johnson.
Well, that is the most time he has had to get into the rhythm of his jump shot outside the arc. I mean, again, Towson helping on the strong side on dribble penetration. That's the danger of those Buffalo guards, the way they can turn the corner. Everything again downhill, shoulders over their pads like a running back.
They are built. I think they can run the football straight through the line. This is Williams, and he cans a 3.
And it's not just his 8th dime, Jordan. It's that he puts it right in the shooting pocket so you can get right into rhythm.
2 off his career high for assists. Williams with his first basket, too.
Sanders, who had a really good first half.
He's on the cusp of a double-double tonight. Ja'Kai Dotton back into the game. Only played 6 minutes in that first half. Scores his first basket.
He does a nice job, again, turning corner, getting into the paint, trying to get to the CAA logo in the middle of the floor.
Now it's Johnson again from outside. Foul will keep things here. And that is on Dotton, his first. Towson led for much of the first half. Buffalo closed the gap, tied it before we hit halftime. The Tigers are looking to snap the 3-game skid now, but they've lost back-to-back games to ranked opponents, Florida and Xavier here yesterday. Graves was way off that time.
You know, I said in the first half Buffalo hadn't taken a bad shot. That was a bad shot.
Offensive foul. Williams slid underneath Dotton.
And the bad shot gets bailed out by a poor decision on this end of the floor by Towson. He had all day to set up to draw that charge. I mean, he's coming downhill down the lane line. Great job by Williams.
Those heels must have been just off the restricted arc. And now Williams takes it to the rim himself.
Now Williams only played 9 minutes in the first half with those 2 fouls. He's already got 5 points. His only points of the game. He did not score in the first half.
A sophomore from Rochester has given Buffalo the spark to begin the second half. Now Dotton shovels that one up. Got the miss, scores it.
Dotton's going to make use of his time while he's out there. He's going to look to attack because Jason Gibson has gotten the majority of the minutes at the point.
Williams. Dotton just picked up those 2 quick fouls. Sophomore from Cambridge. Graves picked his pocket.
And Gibson goes to the scorer's table to check in on the next dead ball.
If you're Dotton, you can see that in your peripheral vision. The 2 turnovers. He's got the rock straight away. Count it.
And now Gibson goes back to sit down because Dotton's going to the free throw line. So now listen, every time as a player, like, you know you're going to get a sub. If this is the last chance you're going to touch the ball for a while, I'm definitely taking the shot, right? So that's what he's thinking.
And 6 second half points for Dotton. Buys him a little more time.
Everybody out there who's ever played basketball knows exactly what I'm talking about. You look over there at the scorer's table and you know the sub's coming in. You better do something right now to stay in the game.
Tunstall with the offensive rebound. Dotton bumped by Graves. So Scary is going to keep Doughton in. Well, he's got two good guards here moving forward. Doughton just a sophomore. Gibson, who is set to check in, a true freshman.
Well, maybe it was inspiring, right? You know, another level of motivation.
Pat Scary should put Gibson at the table more often. Jordan stops on a dive, feeds to Graves. He was trying to fit that one through to Mbala. The winner faces Missouri State on Sunday.
Yeah,
Fox is off.
Last two shots for him have been runners in the paint. Really struggling to get going offensively.
9 assists for Jordan, and Mbala finishes at the rim. It seems like Jordan is no doubt going to set a new career high for assists.
Good D by Johnson.
Sanders left alone to let that one fly, and he hits it from the line.
Mbala saying, "Coach, on the scouting report, you said not to go out there and guard that."
So Sanders with 12, and he's one rebound away from a double-double. And Jordan a little careless that time with the pass. Sanders falling down, gets it to Fobbs, and Towson back ahead.
What a play by Nakai Sanders. Great hustle. And then the vision to get the ball up the floor.
Flung that one ahead. Back and forth we go. Back-to-back turnovers. Buffalo almost too unselfish.
Yeah, they're just trying to force it. Everybody's trying to make the home run play right now when you just need to hit for singles.
Well, let's see if Towson can capitalize off the turnovers. Sanders falls down, double dribble. Sanders clutching the right knee. Timeout on the floor. Towson ahead by 1 early in the second. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Hurry in for Black Friday deals. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's.
With a lot more energy than he did yesterday.
12 points, leads all scores. Here's Mbala, who was on the other end of that knee-to-knee collision.
Looks like Pat Scary off the timeout. Shows zone, but they are in man.
Williams sliding down, gives it away. So Towson back the other way. Betrand trying to do too much.
4-on-1.
Going up. No, Graves. Segu and Gibson go shoulder to shoulder. It's a foul on Gibson. And he is not pleased with the whistle. It's his second foul.
Boy, this is a loose basketball. Look at the hustle right here by Gibson. Oh, yeah, that's a foul. Great hustle, though. Got to call it.
Yep.
Body on the floor.
Gibson had flipped it up. Transition, tried to catch it, but Segu was with him the whole way. Williams fouled on the step through. And it's going to be on the floor. So the 14th foul on Towson. Three ties and 11 lead changes in the second consolation game tonight. Winner faces Missouri State. The loser will take on St. Joe's on Sunday. And then it's a scramble to try to pick up a win before the tournament is over. Segu gives it to Graves. Good position, good separation, but couldn't finish at the rim.
For the most part, Towson has done a really good job of running Buffalo off the three-point line. And then they're really trying to sprint to the gaps to force the mid-range jump shot. So Pat Scarry's defense designed to try to force some tough shots.
Tough one there for Gibson. Gibson on the floor. Foul on Segu. These two teams are hungry for a win. You see Florida at 2-0 into the championship game. UConn and Xavier coming up after this one. That is going to be a terrific second semifinal. So Towson ball after the Segu foul.
Good sportsmanship between those guys right there, Segu and Gibson, checking on each other.
Nickelberry in, Johnson out for a moment. Yeah, those two had collided on that prior play near half court. Segu up on Gibson again. Fobbs got his man up in the air and hits it from 15.
Well, if they could get him going, Fobbs has been their leading scorer all season.
Turnover. Here's Fobbs. Lost the handle, blocking foul.
That's a break for Fobbs, because I thought they could have caught traveling on that as well. Watch Fobbs right here mishandle the basketball. Segu late in the restricted area. Fobbs goes to the line.
He does lead his team with 13.5 points per night. Finally into double figures. He has 11 today.
Preseason first team Colonial Athletic Association.
We talked about the body size for some of these Buffalo players earlier. Fobbs has got that wide build, 6'5", built, 220 pounds.
Now this is a good stretch for him right here. He hits the mid-range, he gets to the free throw line, makes a couple of free throws, puts Towson up 5. Now let's see if you can get a stop.
He has helped spark an 8-0 Towson run. And another turnover. Sanders, and he's headed to the line.
Stringing together a couple of plays, back to back to back is Towson. You know, that's an interesting call right there, because he's out of the restricted area. He's in legal guarding position. You are allowed to protect yourself. I don't know. I'd be a little upset if I was Jim Weitzel on that one.
Right. Not unreasonable to think that could have been a no call there. Remember, Sanders came out a few minutes ago after he took the knee-to-knee hit, so he's back here.
I wasn't thinking no call on that, Kevin. I actually was thinking charge.
The redshirt senior nearing a double-double.
Well, it's good to see Nakai Sanders back on the floor. He didn't spend much time on the bike. Looks like he's fine. The Buffalo needs to get in rhythm right here. Reverse the basketball, switch sides of the floor. See, without Doughton on the floor, or excuse me, yeah, without Jordan on the floor, who's going to score? See, I don't know how long Jim Weitzel can keep Devontae Jordan, and see how long he can keep him over there on the bench to give him a rest. So he's going to bring Antoine Johnson. Now, when you were talking about Johnson being a leader, here's an opportunity in this moment right here, without Jordan on the floor, to be the leader that you were talking about, Kevin.
Well, and Buffalo needs a leader now. It's turned the ball over 6 times the last 4 minutes.
So you face some adversity. Let's see how your team responds.
10-0 run for Towson. It goes back to Fobbs. And out.
But I love the play call by Pat Scarry to put him on the block and let him go to work with that big frame we were talking about.
Here he is in the corner. Johnson clanks it off the side of the rim. Buffalo fallen into a slump. Fobbs cut to the rim and a foul just beforehand.
That's on Antoine Johnson. He pretty much chucked Gibson on the screen.
Career double-double. And remember, Buffalo does not have the tallest of forwards either. You take Mbala out of there and you really lose a bit of beef inside. So Sanders is feasting. A redshirt senior from Staten Island, New York. Here's Fobbs, starting to catch fire, too, in the second half.
Again, good job by Pat Scarry to put Fobbs on the block. He had a great look the last time. He was just short. You go right back to your senior leader.
Braves hanging in the air. And Mbala gets a second chance for Buffalo. So here's Jordan back into the game. How about the long reach with the right hand?
He is so dangerous when he gets in the paint because he can make a play for others, plays with tremendous balance, or he can score himself.
Just his second made basket, but he has the 9 assists. Gibson leaves that short. Mbala.
Look at the job by Sanders. I mean, how many times have we called his name tonight? A lot. He did not have this kind of impact on the game yesterday. He has been terrific all night with great energy.
And he has helped Towson stretch it to a 7-point cushion. Foul on the drive, and Betran whistled for his third. And a credit to Pat Scarry, too, right, for going back to Sanders, going to Fobbs at times in the second half.
I think he's done a terrific job with his personnel in this matchup.
One of these teams is going to pick up its first win in Charleston. Winner to face Missouri State. That'll be the 5th place game on Sunday. Mbala catches it deep in the paint.
Hey, that's a great play right there, because while Towson is Xing out on the backside, the low man is Gibson, and all the post players can score over him. He's just small down in the paint. And Dotton's going to pick up a foul because of the great ball pressure by Devontae Jordan.
Well, he landed on the MAC all-defensive team for a reason.
Time the rhythm of the dribble.
Such a high basketball IQ. Jordan has been a part of back-to-back Buffalo teams to reach and then win a game in the NCAA tournament. C.J. Massenberg is gone. Now he's running the show. That's the second time he's done that. And he's got Buffalo back within 3.
Yeah, that's the danger. Remember, I was talking about pinching off the strong side corner. See, now Towson's not helping. Jordan doing a great job of reading. That's back-to-back plays that he's been able to make off the glass.
6-0 run for the Bulls. Less than 10 to go in the second half.
Yeah, that's just not the shot right now for a guy who's really struggling outside the three-point line.
Just one make this year. Segu has been anything but a struggle from beyond the arc. And Mbala steals this one away. And it's a charge. Guess who? Nakai Sanders again.
And look at Jordan, goes right over to him and says, settle down, we got to have you. You know, this is an emotional Buffalo team. The way they play so hard. You've got to keep it together right here. You're facing some adversity.
Buffalo has turned it over 8 times in this half compared to just 3 in the first half. Still within 3. Cross-court feed to Timberlake. Sets his feet and hit the window.
You've got a 3-point lead and you've taken 2 bad shots back to back.
Fobbs and then Timberlake with the threes. Williams almost stuffed it back. Here's Jordan. In rhythm. Can't get it to go. And it'll stay here. A foul on Buffalo in the paint. No, foul on Graves. And Towson takes it. The second foul on Graves. And Towson in the bonus. This is Fobbs, who is 14 of 17 from the line this season. Right up the road is the Myrtle Beach Invitational. We've got the championship game set up in Myrtle Beach. It'll be Villanova and Baylor, a top 25 matchup on Sunday at 5 Eastern. We'll settle in for those two. The Myrtle Beach Invitational Championship followed up by our championship game here in Charleston. Boy, that one got pinballed around. And over the glass it goes. Remember, coming up shortly after this one finishes, UConn and Xavier, the second semifinal. And that winner will face Florida in the championship game at 8:30 Eastern on Sunday. And Bala caught the Jordan miss and is fouled.
With the game on the line, you see Devontae Jordan start to assert himself a little bit more on the offensive side. And he's done a great job of distributing the basketball, but he's been able to score. He does such a good job of reading the defense. You know, when you have the ball skill that he has, you don't just worry about who's defending you. You see into the second level, and he does that really well for Buffalo.
Nine assists tonight for Devontae Jordan, the senior captain. Playing just 4 days after the birth of his baby girl, Niani. Playing some inspired basketball. A turnover. Buffalo's running. And it's Jordan with the finish. Knotted up at 53.
Great pass. Good D. Now you can sense the level of energy and urgency on Buffalo's defense stepping up a little bit. Made a couple of great plays defensively to get steals for easy baskets.
Towson's looking for its first field goal in 4 minutes. 5 to shoot. Allen Beatran pulls it and sticks it. Just 4 points for Beatran, but a timely bucket for the Philadelphia native. Gibson with good defense, but reached in. And there's a foul, his third. Back and forth we go. Buffalo within 2. Contributions from everybody. Devontae Jordan to the rim. It's a 2-point game. His second season at the helm at UConn.
There are a lot of UConn fans here.
Yeah. Safe to say they've enjoyed their time
there's
around Charleston.
There's a lot of fun out there on King Street.
There's always somewhere to adventure downtown Charleston.
I'm surprised they're in their seats right now. I think they looked at halftime and saw that this was a tied game and decided that maybe they were going to come in the arena a little bit early.
This place is filled up just about.
It's great.
And yes, indeed, a tie game between Buffalo and Towson. 11 lead changes, 5 ties. Remember, Towson had a 9-point cushion about 5 minutes ago. Buffalo has come back. Sanders with one to shoot. And he hits it from the free throw line. How about the night for Sanders?
Tough to.
16 points, a double-double for Nakai Sanders. There's Jordan. Downhill, that ball was tipped. He is in takeover mode and scores with the left hand this time.
Just hangs in the air and just drops it over the rim.
Devontae Jordan now into double figures with 10. He had just 2 at the break.
Look at Segu doing a great job of denying Gibson the basketball. Once he gave it up, he doesn't want him to get it back.
Now it's Timberlake. That's a long 2, and he sticks it.
How about Sanders and Timberlake? Probably not options 1 and 2 on the floor to take shots right now with the lineup that Pat Scarry has on the court.
Segu loves that mid-range J. Foul on the floor. And it's going to go against Towson.
Look at Jordan right here. He's in charge. He's making sure his club knows what's next, what defense they're going to be in.
A senior from Cocoa, Florida. He's the veteran point guard for Jim Weitzel's team. What has impressed you most about Jordan after watching him the last couple nights?
The way he sees the second level so easily and reads. He makes decisions at a very high rate of speed. You know, some point guards play the scouting report. Some play through instinct. He is a very instinctive combination of analytics and instinct. He's terrific.
9 assists today, 5 yesterday in that game against UConn. Here's Williams. It's a 3. And strong rebound down to Betran.
Yeah, I think you can get a better shot than that.
A whistle. And it's on Jordan. He's making a case. Did Sanders move on that pick? It's the first foul on Jordan.
Well, what Jordan should be doing is talking to whoever was defending Sanders, because there was no communication for him on that. So usually you blame the screener's defender.
Both teams in the bonus with 5:30 left. Betran, one of the best free throw shooters on the team, and so here is Jordan with Kerry sitting. They continue the conversation.
And so Pat Scarry's been able to keep Fobbs on the bench while they've been able to maintain this as a 1-possession game and keep the lead. There's no question in my mind that Pat Scarry trusts Brian Fobbs the most with the ball in his hands in a late game situation.
And there's the finish for Braves. Timeout taken by Buffalo.
And Josh Carlton on the inside for UConn. And I'm excited. I mean, we got great guard play. We got 2 really good defensive teams. Well connected on that end of the floor. Well prepared.
One of my favorite logos, that X. Towson with a 2-point advantage. Trouble at the rim, and here's Buffalo. How about Mbala, the forward, going the length of the court?
So, yeah, look, he's got the matchup he wants. He recognizes it. He's got Sanders on him.
This is Jordan.
Sanders doing a good job right here, saying you want to clear it out, get out of the way, and let him go.
3 ball, no. What do you think?
I think Jordan took that shot because no one got out of the way. There was no space in the lane. He understood he had a matchup in transition that he could take. So I don't like the shot. He should have pulled him away. Look, you got some room here. He should have just taken Sanders off the bounce. He's done such a good job of reading all of those switches, and that's why you push in transition, so you can get that mismatch right up front in that possession in the first seconds of the shot clock. Well, that's one of the reasons why you push.
Towson ahead by 3. The Tigers had a 9-point advantage. Buffalo tied it up a few minutes. How has the Towson kept control of this game?
Well, I think their defense has been really good. So they have really done a nice job of protecting inside out. They've run Buffalo off the 3-point line. 7 triples for Buffalo, which is below their average. They came into the tournament averaging 13. UConn held them to 5.
7 of 30 from downtown for Buffalo tonight.
Well, they averaged 30 3-point attempts.
Fobbs on the pull-up.
I would go back to Fobbs on the block and invert him inside and let him take advantage of that frame. 6'5" body to score with that left hand on the block inside, because he wants to take shots. He wants to take the big shots. You got to get him a quality touch on the interior.
6 of 14 from the field. New shot clock for Towson after that one. Ricocheted off a Buffalo player. Winner faces Missouri State, who won earlier today over St. Joe's on Sunday. Oh, strong drive for Gibson.
Wow, good take with the offhand.
His first second half basket, a big one. Corner 3, Graves.
What an answer. 5 triples for Graves. There he is, right there on the block. Oh, he missed him.
Towson saves it. Fobbs leans in and scores it.
That's the quality touch I want him getting.
Segu, for a moment after twisting in the air, he had a look.
Boy, Jason Gibson has done a really good job on the top of the floor right here. The point guard for Towson, just a freshman.
Fobbs in the far corner with 18 points. Gibson calls for the screen with 2 to shoot. Left hand high off the glass. And then he fouls Graves with 2:21 left. Buckle up. One last. Ohio State 7-0 in Big Ten play. Penn State at 6-1. That one loss to Minnesota. Penn State needs it if it wants a chance at redemption against Minnesota in the Big Ten title game.
All Buckeyes tomorrow.
You're giving it to the home team.
Oh, yeah. You ever been to a football game at Ohio Stadium?
It's on the bucket list.
Yes, well, it's one of the best.
Towson by 4. Jim Whitesell's team has been pushing and pushing. It's tied things up a few times in the second half. It has not led since the first half. One of these two teams is going to go into Sunday with 2 losses.
You missed 2 free throws. I mean, that's tough right here. You got to get a stop. Look at Fobbs, sets a screen on the baseline.
Sanders with 16. Out to Betran. 6 to 3.
What a big 3 by Betran. He's made a couple of big buckets late for Towson. Jordan off the drag screen. Good D on the switch.
Impala. Timeout, Buffalo. 5-point game with once and a career high tying 10 assists.
Here comes some full court pressure. You don't want to get beat over the top. Keep everybody in front.
Towson has turned it over 18 times tonight. And it's Gibson, the true freshman, who's in the backcourt. And they get it across. But a turnover. And a foul. Tunstall, he panicked trying to shovel it to Bertrand. The 19th Towson turnover.
What a great job by Buffalo with the full court pressure. They put some pressure on Towson trying to get it across the timeline, right? And then just a great play by Graves here, who is a good free throw shooter.
He was 0 of 2. Finally makes one.
Well, what a break, right? Because you get the clock stopped, you get to the line, you get some easy points, you got your best free throw shooter on the free throw line.
He was 7 of 8 coming into this game. 2 for 2, back to a 1-possession game. And more full court pressure. Turnover again. Tipped in by Impala. 1-point game. Timeout, Towson. One-point game. Fobbs fouled. And that'll be the 4th on Impala.
Yeah, see, you want to keep the pressure on, but you don't want to take that high-risk play because there's no reward. All right, you're going to take a risk right now. You've just turned them over back-to-back. You've got them sped up. Now they're going to the free throw line where now they can exhale.
Still with 1 minute and 25 seconds left. Fobbs with 18. Now 4 of 5 from the stripe.
And if you're Buffalo, you're running the floor hard, deep into the corner, open up the top of the floor for that drag screen for Jordan, and you expect that Pat Scurry's team is going to switch because they've switched on that screening action late. And you send Graves and Segu deep into the corners. Now let's see how the top of the floor opens up.
Jordan, Graves, Williams, Impala, Segu on the floor for Buffalo. Impala lost it, but it was knocked out of his hands. Thompson pleading his case that it flung out of Impala's hands.
I mean, I love the action. You just got to finish it.
Thompson out, Sanders back in for the Tigers.
There's the switch.
Segu. No. And a foul on the floor.
Tunstall underneath the basket. What a break for Buffalo. I mean, Segu has made those shots earlier. But now with game pressure at the end of the game to make the mid-range jump shot.
.106 left.
Keep it out of the corners if you can.
Towson has turned it over twice against the full court press in the last 30 seconds. And a third time.
Towson has not handled it well at all. What a terrific adjustment by Coach Weitzel. So freshman handling the ball under duress.
21 Towson turnovers. And Mbala, did he give it away?
Mbala,
He did. Timeout.
What are you doing? Where are
6 ties, 11 lead changes. Although we haven't had one in a while. Can Towson hang on, or will it fold?
one timeout remaining for both teams. No one with fouls to give, both teams in the bonus.
Gibson to inbound again.
The possession arrows with Towson.
Gibson to Bertrand.
I'd get Fobbs on the block. This is him with the ball right here.
Eight to shoot. Bertrand off balance. Rebound Buffalo, and a chance to take the lead with 30 seconds left. Braves too strong off the window, and Mbala puts the Bulls ahead by 1. 22.5 left. First lead for the Bulls.
So now you've got to keep everybody in front. You can't get beat over the top.
First career double-double for Mbala. Is that basket going to be the biggest one tonight?
I think you're looking for Fobbs here, or Bertrand off the bounce.
Gibson searching. Steps back, long two. Rebound Graves. Towson has to foul, and Graves is at the line for 2 free throws.
Your best free throw shooter. I'm not sure that's the shot that Pat Scarry wanted. What a terrific defensive job by Buffalo in the last possession right here. Mbala comes over to help. And that's Gibson trying to shoot and score over the 6'5" length of Williams. He needed something going to the basket.
You're going to hear him from upstairs, the Buffalo faithful. So 7.2 left. Timeout taken by Towson. Only
Towson come back to the basketball to get it. You don't want to let them get a downhill start on this inbound. So that's what you're thinking after this free throw.
Graves, 3 of 5 from the line tonight. 88% of the season, a critical one. 3-point lead for Buffalo. And Jim Weitzel uses his final timeout. And Bertrand on the floor for Towson. Segu, Graves, Mbala, Jordan, and Williams for the Bulls. Gibson in stride. 5 on the clock. And he traveled. The 22nd Towson turnover may be the one that sinks the Tigers. Still 3.1 left. You've got to force the steal immediately or be left to foul.
Mistakes in November can be corrected.
0.5 comes off the clock. And Segu is headed to the line for 2 free throws.
He's got to be careful about a flop right there because they've already had one delay. And trying to go for the dribble handoff.
Buffalo with this winning DNA. The power in the MAC the last few years. May end the game on a 6-0 run, could be more. Gibson, you just saw, fouled out. Buffalo was down 71-68. 7-0 run to potentially close it out.
Ball game right there.
Yep.
Mistakes in November can be fixed. There's no question Pat Scarry's team had great fight in him. And they had control of this game for a majority of it. But the full court pressure was a problem. And credit Buffalo for their great defense. And turning over Towson and being able to make the plays that they needed to make to get back in this game after they trailed. And the full court pressure was the difference.
Buffalo forces 5 turnovers in the final 2 minutes. And a foul on the 3. What the?
I don't know what Williams is thinking there. I don't know what he's thinking. I'm going to say it again. Mistakes in November can be corrected.
Well, it's virtually over anyway, but yeah, there's going to be a few chances. It's 5 fouls on Williams. But now you create the scenario of a couple makes, the intentional miss. Again, with only .3, it's virtually over.
They're going to check the clock, though. So if you put more than, .3 on the clock, now you're talking about making 2 and tapping it back. So it will be 3 free throws and .5.
Well, first things first, Brian Fox, a senior, has to make 2. He leads all Towson scores with 20, 5 of 6 from the line tonight.
Making it interesting.
What a fun one. Buffalo surging to the finish line. Will this late hiccup cost them?
Okay, so now you got to tap it out. Bertrand better be ready.
Buffalo survives. They came all the way back, nearly lost it, but hang on for the win. Pick up a W in the chart.